Hey guys, here with a new video. We're gonna chat with Farzaam Kassem. He's a successful Shopify owner, and he's here to give some tips and stuff like that. So let's start going.
Hey, what's up,
Hey,
man?
what's up, man? How you doing, man?
What's going on, dude?
How's your day so far?
Not too bad. Just been busy with these calls, but everything
Oh
else
yeah.
is good.
All right. Thanks a lot for taking the time to speaking to me.
No
So,
problem, man. No problem.
I have a few questions about Shopify and stuff like that.
Yep.
So the first question is, how would you scale your ads? Like, what do you do? Like, how much do you spend? What do you look for and stuff like that?
Yeah. So you start off with like $5 to $10 per day with your test budget, and then from there, if you get a good ROI, like around $50 to $100. So basically, if you put in a price, you put in a dollar amount and you 10x it, then that's a really good sign that you have a really good product on your hands. And then from there, so for example, let's say you put in $10 on your first ad, and you make $100 in sales. Well, then that's a great sign to let you know that you have a great product on your hands. So from there, then you just up the budget and you just increase the budget. So for example, when like my highest day was like $8,000, and I think I spent like $3,000 in ads that day. So really, the more money you spend, the more money you'll make, and obviously that's with a good product.
Oh yeah. So let's say do you use website conversions or PPE or click to websites?
Yeah, I only do website conversions because Facebook is going to find people on Facebook that most likely buy online. So those are the people in the audience Facebook is going to get for you first. That's why I always go with website conversion, purchase pixel.
Okay, so for your website conversions, do you use like for purchases, add a cart, or view content? Any of those?
Yeah, purchase.
Purchase. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you look for a successful ad? Like for text, images, links?
I do both pictures and I do videos. What I would recommend, what I always recommend everybody is to do videos. Videos are super powerful right now. You can get an app. It's called Quick. I'm gonna type it right here.
Quick.
So you can download that. I don't know if you have an iPhone, Android, but they have it for both of those, and it's free. So basically, on there, it literally takes less than a minute to make a video on that app, and so it makes like that square format, like on Instagram video. So you upload like 5 pictures like of your product, and you make a slideshow, simple slideshow, and then you just upload that as your ad. And then the thing about a video is it just shows off more of the product rather than just a picture.
Yeah.
So that's why I really like videos. Or you can go on YouTube. And if somebody has like an unboxing video or like a tutorial video on your product, then you can just download that video, cut it down to like 15 seconds, and just show the actual product in action, and then just use that as your ad.
All right, that sounds good.
And that works really, really well.
Oh wow! So you're saying your video ads works way better than like images and stuff like that? Okay.
I have one of my students, he did $60,000 last month.
Wow.
And he literally only has one ad running.
Wow.
As in when I say one ad, he literally has one ad copy. He just has this one video for this product, and that video, he has a bunch of ads running to it, but it's just one video. That's the one video where he made $60,000 off of. So it's super powerful.
Wow, that's
because if you find a video that's showing off your product, it's just much better than an actual picture.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And which channel do you get more sales from? Desktop, mobile, Instagram, and stuff?
Yeah, I always do mobile. I don't even do desktop anymore, to be honest. I haven't done a desktop ad in a few months, actually. Because what you realize on e-commerce is most of your sales for some reason come on mobile. So I guess a lot of people are purchasing from their phone nowadays. So more than 90%, probably 95% of my sales come from mobile. So I really just only target mobile.
Okay. So on to the Shopify question. So what do you look for like a successful store? Like countdown timers and stuff like that?
In terms of, to be honest, man, if I showed you my store is like really not the best looking store. It's very simple. I don't even have a countdown timer. I used to have a countdown timer. The one thing that I'm doing now is, I don't know if you've heard of it, it's called linear funnels.
Oh yeah.
So I'm using that. So one of my recent campaigns about 2 weeks ago, where I did like 35,000 in a week, that was all through linear funnels, and I was doing a free plus shipping offer So it was literally I was driving them to a page where either it was like, yes, I want this, or no, I don't. So there was only two buttons they could click. They couldn't go to the home page or any other product page. So it was literally just one page, like an internet marketing course funnel. It was basically something like that. So that's what I've been using a lot lately. But in terms of your actual Shopify store, just the basic stuff, you want to have your FAQ, you want to have a contact us page, privacy policy, terms of service. And in terms of your product description, just have a few trust seals, like if you're gonna do free shipping, or like if you're gonna do free shipping or something like that, then have like a trust seal that says free shipping. Have like some trust seals that have like PayPal verified, credit card verified, stuff like that to make it seem like they're trustworthy. But outside of that, I don't really do. I mean, countdown timers are still pretty good, but I just haven't used one. I don't know. It didn't really affect my conversion rate, to be honest. One thing I also use is the Notify app, which is on your store. It like has a little notification every other second of, oh, somebody just purchased this, and that's really good for what's it called?
Conversions, right?
Yeah, it's really good for conversions, and it's like if somebody's never been on your website before and they see, oh, somebody just bought it. Here's the word I'm looking for: social proof.
Yeah,
it's really good for social proof. So that I use that a lot. That one is really good.
Okay, so do you send your traffic right to your linear funnel page or to your Shopify store?
Well, it depends on the offer. Right now, I'm testing a lot with linear funnels, so most of my ads are being sent to the linear funnels page. But if I wasn't using linear funnels, then I would send them to my product page to Shopify. Yep.
So, do you usually sell more for free plus shipping, or do you actually advertise the products and the pricing?
Honestly, the campaign that I had recently, the 35K in a week, that was free. That was like my first free plus shipping offer that worked really well. Before that, I was always breaking even. I wasn't making any money with free plus shipping. So before that, I was doing a lot of full price stuff. Even now, I'm doing full price. Full price has always worked for me the best. But the thing with full prices, you offer free shipping to incentivize them to purchase from you. So in your ads, just always say free shipping if you're going to do full price items. And if you're going to do free plus shipping, don't say just pay shipping, just say free. It's a little risky, but it better conversion rates with that.
Okay. Have you tried other ad platforms like Twitter, Pinterest, and stuff?
I've tried Instagram, but honestly, it hasn't really worked for me. It hasn't been profitable for me. So I just mainly use Facebook, and it's worked out really well for me.
So, have you ever dealt with like angry customers for like returns and exchanges?
Yeah, I mean, it happens. It's a part of the business. You just deal with it. I have VAs that handle my email. So every time I get a return or if they get a damaged product or whatever, I just tell my supplier, hey, look, this is damaged, and they'll just replace it.
Okay. So, for your VAs, how do you find them? Like, which website do you use?
You go on onlinejobs.ph. All the people on there are from the Philippines. And so I'm paying I have 3 VAs. I'm paying them like $175 per hour.
Oh wow!
And yeah, it's really cheap, really affordable,
cheap.
And they do a really good job. And because I have 3, like they'll do it fast, like really fast. So you just go on there, you post your job, and say, hey, this is what I'm looking for. So if you want somebody to do your email or somebody to fulfill your orders, whatever it is. Just post it on there, and the best ones, if they already have Shopify experience, then I would hire those. And if they don't, it's still cool because you can train them, and most of them are really good workers. So the ones that I have are pretty good. A few of them already have Shopify experience, so I didn't really have to train them.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
So back to the question with ads. So when you do your ads, do you target broad groups for like 400,000 or millions first?
Yeah. In the beginning, even now, like when it comes to people that are just starting out, for them I recommend 100,000 to 400,000. Because with when you get bigger audiences, it's a little difficult when you're starting out. You're not really making sales. With a smaller audience, you're gonna get more conversions. So when you get more conversions, you just kind of understand the whole business of e-commerce and Facebook. If you go 1 million, I go 1 million plus now. But the thing with 1 million plus, your campaign will last longer, but you'll get less conversions. So if you have a smaller audience, so a few 100,000, you'll get more conversions, but your campaign will last less longer. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So there's kind of 2 ways to go about it. So that's kind of the drawback of both. So I go 1 million plus, but if you're not really making, I don't know about you, if you're not making any much sales, or if you're making a few sales or whatever, if you're just starting out, then I would just recommend the few 100,000 to get your feet wet, to understand everything, and then eventually start doing the million plus.
Oh yeah, that makes sense for sure.
Yeah.
So is your only dropshipping service from AliExpress, or you use other platforms too?
Yeah, I just use AliExpress, Alibaba, sometimes DHgate. You know, you can they're all kind of the same, but I think Alibaba, AliExpress is like the biggest one out there for Chinese suppliers. You can also use American suppliers too. There's a ton of suppliers out there. It just depends on who has the product and who has it cheaper.
All right. So do you think it's more competitive selling stuff from AliExpress because the stores are selling the exact same thing under the same price?
Yeah, it is. It's definitely much easier with AliExpress. Anybody could take your product.
Yeah.
Because that's what happened to me with the 35K I did. Eventually, people found out what I was selling, and they kind of stole everything. So you do have that. There is intense competition. People can steal and will steal your ideas and your ads and literally everything. It's a part of this business, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, the only time you wouldn't have competition is if you private labeled and you actually built a unique item, and that's kind of the only thing outside of, or you go to China yourself and there's a ton of products in China with these suppliers that aren't on Alibaba, so you get those and you start selling those. Those are really the only two ways where you can kind of sort of avoid competition. But with online stuff, it's inevitable, especially drop shipping, because you don't need money with drop shipping. Anybody can start this up. But if you're gonna buy bulk, or if you're gonna start your own private labeling brand, then it's gonna be much harder for people to copy you.
All right. So back to the ad thing. So once you target a broad group, do you scale it down to like different age groups, different countries, and gender?
Honestly, I've tried to optimize, and for some reason my conversions always drop. So I just put more money to it. I just keep it the same as it was. What you'll notice is when you start getting conversions in a certain area. So let's say you're targeting 20-year-olds to like 40-year-olds, male and female, and let's just say 24 to 35 men are really buying your product. So what Facebook will end up doing is they'll end up automatically optimizing to that group of people that are really buying it. So I do optimize from time to time, but really I just leave the ad as I did before, and I just let Facebook do all the optimizing.
Okay. So when you first testing ads, you just spent $5, $10 for like 4 or 5 days until you get more data?
It depends. So like I'll give you an example. So when I did 35K in a week, on the first day I spent $10 and I made $100, which is really, really good. So that was a great sign. So I was like, all right, so let me keep doubling the budget. So then eventually I'm spending like $3,000 a day, making $8,000. So when you spend $5, $10 and you make $100 in one day, in the first day, then that's a really, really, really good sign that you should scale up. Yeah, so that's kind of what I try to go for. I try to spend $5, $10 and make $100 so I can go up and scale fast. Because that's a really small group of data right there, but it's a really good group of data.
Oh yeah.
So that's kind of what I go for in terms of testing in the beginning.
So when you increase your budget, would you duplicate that same ad, or would you just change the budget on the existing ad?
You can do both. I do both. In terms of what I'm doing right now. Right now, specifically, I'm just duplicating my ads and I'm adding more budget to it. Before, I used to edit the budget, that's how I used to scale up. But now I'm kind of trying a little different method. So for now, right now, I've been duplicating my stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, you can go both ways. Facebook is a little weird. Sometimes when you edit your budget on your existing ad, it'll kind of screw it up, or sometimes it'll go up and you'll make a lot of money. Facebook is just weird like that sometimes. Sometimes I've duplicated and I haven't made any money. So I try both methods out, to be honest, and they both work. And sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. It just depends on how you test.
All right. So last question. So how do you know when you find an item that actually sells, that has volume? Do you use like watch count, stuff like that?
Yeah. So the recent campaign that I had, I found that product on watch count. Yep. So what I look for is more past buys over watchers.
Okay.
So if there's more watchers than buyers, then that means there's too many window shoppers, and nobody's really buying it. Yeah. So that's how I go over watch count. Amazon, Another place you can look at that most people don't even really think about is Walmart.com. Walmart is actually one of the biggest e-commerce sites online. So that's another. You can most of the stuff on Walmart you can source on Ali. You can find that stuff. So you can use Ali. You can use Walmart, AliExpress, Alibaba. Alibaba mostly you can buy bulk, but if you contact the suppliers, they'll actually drop ship for you. So that's another thing. You can go on Alibaba. I'm trying to think of what else. And yeah, that's really it, man. I mean, honestly, those are the ones where you'll find all those products. It's just a matter of really digging in deep. You want to spend a few hours just literally doing your product research. Get a few, Amazon, AliExpress, Walmart. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Those are really the big ones, man. On there, those ones.
If you don't mind, can you tell me how you got started in dropshipping, this business with Shopify?
Well, so I started in January. From January until April, I made no money. I lost over like $1,000 in ads. So I lost a lot of money. Excuse me. So April I made like $18,000, and then from April until now, it's just been smooth sailing, man. Just making a lot of money. Yeah. So I struggled for like 3-4 months, like really struggled. I even gave up for like an entire month. I just gave up. I'm like, man, this isn't working. I lost a lot of money. I'm done with this. But I just kept seeing everybody post these big screenshots. I'm like, man, let me give this one more try. And thankfully, about a week and a half after getting back into Shopify, I like made pretty good consistent sales. In that whole month, I made 18,000, which was one of my biggest. Well, which was the biggest month I had at that time. So from then, I've just been, making money, been consistent with it.
Okay. So a few more questions. Sorry about that. So, for your store, would you recommend just base your store off one niche, or can you just sell like random items? Would you recommend?
I honestly, this is kind of like people go back and forth, but I recommend having 2 stores.
Okay.
You should have one general store and have one niche store. So with the general store, you can test out a bunch of different niches, and then once you find a good niche product, then just make a whole store on that niche. That's how I did it. So I have a general store myself, and I have a niche store.
Okay.
And so on the general store is where I test out different niches, and so I have a general store, and the niche store that I have is a jewelry store. So the jewelry store is I can test out a bunch of different niches. So that's another route you could go. So like for example, if you want to make a jewelry store or if you want to make a t-shirt store, basically it's still niche because you're only picking one product. So in my case, I have a jewelry store. I only sell jewelry, but I can hit a bunch of different niches at the same time. But at the same time, it's only jewelry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So I really recommend having 2 stores, to be honest.
yeah, I have 3 stores myself too. When I first started, I lost about $2,000 in ads, but now I'm starting to I see results now, so I guess it's paying off now. And
Yeah, so I mean, where are you now? Like, do you have any difficulties, like specific difficulties, right now with Shopify or Facebook?
just a little bit more of Facebook ads, because I was doing well when I first started, right? I was spending about $5-10 a day. Then I increased that to $20, and for some reason it just dropped. Maybe because audience is really low. Because the audience was I think it was about like 75,000 audience. Then after a month or two,
small.
it dropped. So
Yeah, that's pretty small. You can burn through that pretty fast.
yeah, that's true.
If you don't mind.
So this is the last question. So for your payment processing, do you take PayPal and credit card, or do you just take one or
For
the other?
Shopify?
Yeah, for Shopify.
Yeah, I do a credit card and I do PayPal.
All right, because recently I had like a lot of fraud transactions from Indonesia, and then I kind of did some of them too. So I was like, oh man.
Yeah, I mean, well, when you're doing your orders, just look through them. If they're coming from like a third world country or something, then that's like a false flag right there that, don't send it to them. Plus, you're gonna spend so much money on shipping to them, so it's not even worth it. I actually recently shut down PayPal because I got a ton of claims opened up on my thing or whatever.
Yeah.
So, and I don't have my supplier hasn't given me all my tracking numbers yet, so I might have to refund some of those people. So right for now, I'm closing PayPal. I'm seeing how it's working. My conversions have definitely dropped, so I might open up PayPal again, see how it goes. But yeah, to answer your question, I use both.
Okay, perfect. Well, thanks for your time, and I look forward to for your
Yeah,
coaching.
man. So,
Perfect. All right, thanks for your time.
all right, man.
I'll speak to
Absolutely,
you
man.
soon, man.
All right, man. Awesome.
All
Take
right.
care, man.
You take care,
Bye.
man.
Bye.
Bye bye.